Hey, hey. Hi, guys. Welcome back. All right, let's go ahead and jump on in. Going to get into a collective message. And so, with the collective message here, my thought is this: we are going to go ahead and see where this one takes us. We've got the Earthkeeper for starters. An Earthkeeper is going to be pretty heavily. Um, Associated with either shamanism, somebody who's very grounded, somebody who's very settled in themselves, somebody that's in a really powerful space in their mindset, their, I don't want to say it like everything about what they have layered into themselves, the strata of who they are is really solid now. The strata of their identity is really solid. This is card 18. I feel like this is somebody who could be highly associated with a location. Also, the Earthkeeper could be somebody that's got a spot in this world that they kind of claim as their own. Hi everyone, great to see you guys tonight. Um, Tell me more about this, especially with the locale. Well, we have Spirit of Cups. It's interesting because there could be a space associated with like a landmass by the sea, by the ocean. Maybe this is somebody who loves island life. Maybe they like to be surrounded by like a really heavy conduit of energy flow. It could be that we are dealing with a powerful empath. It could be that we're dealing with a very divine feminine, somebody that's really in flow with the divine feminine energy, but crystal clear. The clarity here is unbelievable. And the groundedness here and the flow of the emotions is this character has real comprehension, and she's really in control of herself. Okay, so this feels I'm picturing somebody who's literally like the uh, the goddess or the god of the island, and I'm hearing that song by the band Live. Um, oh gosh, sitting on the beach, the island, king of love, deep in Fijian seas, deep in some blissful dream, where the goddess finally sleeps in the lap of her lover, subdued in all her rage. Oh God, I can't think of the rest of the lyrics. I think it's called "I Want to Dance with You." Uh, I love that band Live. I haven't heard them in so long, um, but that song is almost like a lullaby, but with this great like drum section to it. I'm picturing someone who is literally like standing here in this dreamscape, in this empowered energy, like she's this major conduit of energy standing in the center of the ocean, some turquoise, crystal clear. I don't know if this is somebody who's like their favorite place on earth or the place that they feel most grounded is like Tahiti or Bali or someplace that has like really gorgeous beaches. Um, but she's doing something like energetically, emotionally. It has to do with cutting a cord. It has to do with, do I cut a cord or do I hold on to something? It's like she's asking herself this question as she's getting really grounded, and she's seeing like her emotions in this crystal clear environment so that she's vibrating really high. This could be somebody who's literally surrounding themselves with things like high vibrational, high frequency things like, you know, literally maybe listening to different sound waves that are to like activate the higher frequencies. Maybe this is somebody who's surrounding themselves with things like crystals or salt water or things like that. But it's all because she's got to make this decision. Do I cut this cord or do I not? I have to be of a pure mind and heart and energy so that I don't do something that I either regret by cutting something loose out of my life, or so that I don't make the mistake of holding on tightly to something that I should let go of. We've got that card of synchronicity. And again, what I see is like the vantage point of being somewhere up on a peak on an island overlooking the horizon of the sea. In the broad, morning sun, this feels so spiritual and also so like our character has to decide what to do, but this is the perfect time for her to decide to do this. Things are in alignment. She's consulting with the divine, she or he, it doesn't matter. I don't read for genders, but consulting with the divine, and everything is in perfect alignment. So I have to make this choice. Do I cut this person free? Do I cut this person loose? Do I cut this person out of my life? Or do I hold on to this person? We have the devil. Well, to have this kind of energy of This is toxic. This is hunger. This is almost like she's trying to figure out, am I holding on to something or are they holding on to me? What is this? She's having a breakthrough moment here. My puppy says so too. We have got the inspiration of wands in the reverse. Hi, everyone. Great to see you tonight. To have that inspiration of wands in the reverse, if she's figuring this out, I think she's starting to recognize it isn't me holding on. It isn't me. So it has to be them. The reason a cord hasn't been cut isn't on my side. It's on theirs. She's just now getting attuned to that. They're holding on to me. They keep watching me. They keep thinking about me. They keep wanting something from me. And it's clicking. It's like this aha moment. Because she's saying, I'm not the one sending up, vibes to them. I'm not the one sending thoughts to them. I'm not the one lighting candles to, send prayers, to the universe on their behalf. I'm not the one. So I've already actually let them go, but the cord still exists because they're latched on to me. Something about the vision, the eyesight, maybe they're still watching her. There's passion, there's desire. There could be love, but it's kind of a greedy kind of love because it is toxic. 2 of Swords and the 7 of Pentacles. For her to be recognizing, I'm not the one holding on. Now that I've gotten myself energetically clean, clear, and really in a high vibing spot, and I can ask myself the truth, is it me holding on? Can I cut this cord? She's realizing it's not her. And then we bring it to the 2 of Swords, which is blockages. It's closed doors. And yet, despite those closed doors, it's almost like something's been growing as she already exited. This is a character who exited already. This, we'll say Queen of Cups, because that's how she's come up. She already closed the door twice with them. She's already left the room. Elvis has left the building. And yet, over all this time that she's been gone, she's been out of sight, something's been growing. Now, this is normally a positive card, but why is it attached with that devil energy? Why do we have, this consistency, this growth, this energy around her? We've got Ace of Swords. So they've realized something. Whomever this is who is still very much clinging to her, and it isn't her clinging to them, it's that over time, I'll say he, only because we see a him here, but please no, it doesn't have to be a him. He has, over time, developed more feelings, seen a truth, recognized something. Now, birds are migratory, so they do tend to come back around. We've got a truth, we've got something divine, and maybe that's just it. He's recognized there is something divine in her, and that could be what he's hungry for. It's like, you know what, you could wash away my toxicity. You're really good for me. I want to hold on to you. I want to come back to you. That's very interesting that all this time she was thinking, maybe I can't seem to cut a cord, only to realize it wasn't her who's clinging. It's been him. In his mind, she has become, I'll say, more valuable, larger than life, more fertile, more of that green space. Like, who wouldn't want to be here, right? A Queen of Pentacles is abundant. Again, talk about earthy, right? We started out calling her the Queen of Cups, but the very first card was the Earthkeeper. And I was saying it's like she's connected to a certain place on earth, or she's very grounded, but then we also have that energy of the water and the emotions around her. It feels like we're dealing with somebody who can command the oceans and the earth all at the same time. We got kind of like a powerful goddess figure coming through here. But he knows it. And over time, he has recognized something about her. Like she's the one who has this kind of energetic, almost like this energetic goodness to her. Something about the groundedness, something about things grow around her. He, I think, is saying, I would have grown if I could be around her. But he didn't realize this until quite a bit down the road. This has been a slowly evolving. So what's ironic is that as she's let go of him, he's latching on, and his thoughts about her are increasing. and growing. His admiration for her has been growing, even as she has closed every door. I wonder if these two had, maybe she gave him a second chance, or maybe these two tried a relationship more than once, or there's something where it was like a double layer of blockages, but it was two distinct opportunities, both of which were shut down, probably for valid reasons. But ironically, it's as time has progressed, he's become so clear. It's like, how come I didn't see this before? I can see clearly what she is, who she is, what she has to offer. So now they're very hyper focused on her, just as she's like saying, I don't get what the deal is. I don't know why haven't I cut the cord completely. Oh, it isn't me who's latched on, it's them. Four of Swords being upright. This is all about the silence. This is about, sometimes in silence is where we find simple truths. Sometimes, if we think of it this way, if you're in a really busy city or something and there's a ton of other noises, it's not maybe until the city quiets down, it's late at night, that then you hear, oh, there's a cricket in my house singing its little song. It could almost be like that. Like, a lot of things had to close down. Even she had to be so far out of their life for such a period of time before their energy could calm enough and their soul could calm enough that they could actually hear the thing that their guides have been telling them all along, which is, you do know she's the one for you, right? You do know she's the one to go back to. You do know she's the one for you, right? You do know that. That feels really, really strong. Like they took a while to figure this out, for sure. We get the soulmate card. I'm not even a little bit surprised, because we do have that Six of Cups. Six of Cups is all about emotion. It's all about feels. It's all about nostalgia. It's all about the memories. It's all about, so his memories of her became more real, became more meaningful. The bond, the experiences he had with her, however many or few, actually took on a more clear meaning for him. I don't know if once upon a time there was a rose given, but there's like a pressed flower here. There's a Valentine card here. There's some pictures. There's some friendship bracelets even. All I can say is that the meaning of his connection to her became more crystallized for him as time wore on. But remember, we began with her. Her trying to clear her own mind enough to figure out, does it feel like a cord's not cut yet? What did I not do yet? How do I do that? Let me get really clear on what I'm doing wrong here. If she's having this realization, it isn't me holding on, it's him, then what is she going to do next? I mean, it's not like you can make somebody else stop thinking highly of you or stop, wishing for you. Oh, wait a second. Did I speak too soon? We got a Queen of Swords. Queen of Swords is somebody who, she's very good at wielding the sword that can cut through even an energetic cord like this. The question is, does she want to? The question is, a Queen of Swords also has good boundaries up. So on one hand, she is impervious to what others are going to think, want, do, or feel, because she can say, it doesn't matter. It doesn't impact me. Your thoughts are yours. My actions are mine. It doesn't matter how much you project at me. It doesn't matter how much you energetically try to connect to me. I'm still my own autonomous person, and I'll always have a buffer zone around me now that I know to put one up. She's been pretty grounded and pretty emotionally open, but now we see her as a Queen of Swords who needs to, logically, or I'll say intellectually think about, just keeping her boundaries up. We have Four of Pentacles. We really see her saying, I really think I'd like to pull my energy away. They are not allowed to have access to it. Why? Not that she doesn't have any right to say that. Of course she does. But why do you not want them to have access? Three of Cups. Three of Cups says Because how am I going to move on and join my energy with someone else if they keep trying to take some of my energy? I'm supposed to be moving on. Fair enough. So she kind of doesn't want them preying on the corners of her mind anymore. This is a very magical story, right? Where she's feeling a pull on her energy. And she's saying, I can't have that because I don't want to essentially take them out on dates with me. The memory of them in my head, the memory and the feel of them pulling on me, wanting me while I'm trying to go have a nice dinner with somebody else. No, they don't have a place here. I'm supposed to be connecting to someone new. Give me another on that. The moon, but she doesn't quite know what to do about it. She doesn't know quite what to do about this. I need to move on. I need to not have their energy attached to me. I want to pull my energy back. I want to put up a boundary, but then how do I do that? How do I do something that isn't it isn't tangible, right? There's something about the little cheetah's face being reflected in the moon. It's almost like I'm hearing that song by Chris Isaac. I see her everywhere, everywhere I go. What does she do with this? Six of Swords. There is some, like, I'll say a little energetic process that she could take to move herself beyond that person's reach. Now, it may have more to do with the fact that when she feels thoughts of them intrude, or when she feels the pull of them intrude, maybe she just consciously takes an action that brings about peace and redirects her energy and brings her energy into like a calm flow. So let's say, for example, anybody who has stress, and we all do, we all have different coping mechanisms, right? Like I remember some good friends of mine, it was like before we'd take tests, in college or something, it was always like everyone would be listening to reggae music on their headphones, as they walked into the building, sit down for their exams. And like, that's, when you get stressed, stop, clear your mind, and instead put your mind toward, awesome lyrics, turn on some Bob Marley, like, just kind of like calm down and get some good vibes flowing through the head. Think of better things, think of better lyrics, think of something that takes your mind off the stress so your mind doesn't keep focusing on the negative. I think that's the example of, I don't know if that's what it's going to be for her, but when she imagines that she feels their energy tugging at her, she's going to need to take a positive action in her own life that brings her peace. So go for a walk, clear her mind, listen to whatever comedy routine, do something that will take her mind off of the fact that their energy is tugging at her. That's the best way for her to put up any energetic boundary, is for herself not to pay attention to the fact, because who cares if somebody is thinking about her? She doesn't have to let that bother her. She can turn her mind off of that. And, okay, let me back up for just a second and say, obviously, these are fictional stories about fictional characters. Nobody can attach anybody's energy to somebody else and, oh, they need to stop thinking about me. Shame on you. I mean, that's ridiculous, right? That's the part that is just pure fantasy in this storyline. If anything, it would be herself who is needing to have better control of her own emotions and what she's imagining is going on. But again, that can still be very useful for this character. Even if this is all in her mind, that they're missing me, and now I'm thinking heavily about them and I feel so connected to them and I really don't want to be, then she is the person who needs to take, and the role of being her own best advocate for moving herself forward and into better thought processes, and quit obsessing over what she imagines there is obsessing over her. That, regardless, might be very beneficial for her to just move forward, to change her own thoughts, her own mindset, look towards something enjoyable. So I think that's really nice, just to see her finding like these mechanisms that are going to help her move forward, if in truth she does not want a connection to this anymore. And it seems as if she's pretty determined that she does not want a connection to that anymore. Let's ask universe, what's the message for them? Let's ask about that. 10 of Pentacles. You can't get something if you don't give nothing. So if they would like to, if they're so convinced that she's a Queen of Pentacles, she's where they want to be, she's the person that they can't stop thinking about, quit thinking and start doing. Thoughts only become things if we actually have a thought and then we take an action. If they would like to win her back, woo her, have a life with her, then they can't sit around and think thoughts at her. They would need to approach her. They'd need to get in the car and, drive over. They would need to pick up the phone and call. They would need to make an arrangement to talk to her again. They would need to try to convince her to give them another opportunity. They would need to make an offer of something. The universe simply says, quit living in your head and start living in this 3D world. Remember, she too is typically grounded, but also emotional, but also intellectual. She's trying to move on from things that are just pure 5D energy realm that feel like they're sucking at her energy by taking action in the real world, but she's moving away from them. If they keep staying in the 5D realm but wanting to attach to her, the universe is like, that's not going to get you anything. In fact, you're pushing her away the more you're trying to grab out in the 5D instead of actually taking legitimate action that's positive and healthy and kind and true in the 3D. It's an interesting concept because obviously we are these 3D creatures, right? We are mortals. We have, touch, and our body has mass and weight and all those things. But we're also these unique spiritual, consciousness that inhibits or rather inhabits these bodies. So the fact that we live in both the 5D realm and the 3D gets kind of confusing. But I think this whole story says, land the damn plane. You are pushing her away because you keep doing this 5D chasing after her at this point instead of taking 3D action. She is in the 3D moving away from you in order to formally continue to cut the cord that is your attachment to her in the 5D. Because that's all it is just this energy latch on, and you can't do that. She doesn't like it. Make it something real or let her go. I think that's the way I would say it. Do something real or let her go. 4 of Cups and the Fool. The universe is kind of laying into them just a little bit and saying, if you have a big old regret that you figured out how important she is to you too late in the game, well, that does suck. But if you don't even try to course correct this, then all you're going to have is a picture of her in your memory. And you can revisit that photo for the rest of your life, or you can try to take a brave action and try to reach out. If you have that many regrets about what you didn't do back then you pretty much either need to just surrender her completely and say, well, I botched that. I'll never get her now because I'm not going to really try. And then just let her go. Or you need to do something in the 3D. That's the only options that I think are being laid out here. And I kind of think that what I would summarize this with is the 5D spiritual connection that has no genuine attachment, not even them talking or having, real person-to-person communication, no hugging, no kissing, no seeing each other eyeball to eyeball. All of that is just so freaking tedious. And that's what she's really done with. I think that's what the crux of all this has been, is like, she's earthbound. She's emotional, but she doesn't want the 5D thing anymore. She doesn't want someone's thoughts to come bouncing into her head anymore. She's taking genuine action to live in her 3D, meet somebody who's tangible, meet somebody who's real, and she doesn't want thoughts of them derailing her when they haven't taken a damn bit of action in the 3D. It's interesting because, for this storyline, as fanciful as it may be, we will still say but she's spot on. They are tugging at her. They do want her. They are energetically latching on, but they are not taking genuine action. And that has to stop. She's fed up with it. She doesn't want that anymore. So if you can't do something, then you need to stop thinking about me. I'm here in Tom Petty. Don't come around here no more. Stop walking down my street. Who do you expect to meet? The only thing is, they're not even walking down her street. They're just thinking. And I think that's what she's done with. Don't even think about me. Don't even have, now that's a song by OMD. Don't you dare to phone me. Don't you even have me on your mind. And I think that's exactly where she's at. Don't you think about me anymore. You didn't take action. So now you can't think about me either. You need to release me. And she's not even saying release me if you're not going to do anything. She's already saying they didn't do anything. Therefore, I've released them and they should be able to let me go now too. It's not fair for them to try to hold on to me when they haven't done anything. What's our final message on this? The World card. This is an opportunity for new cycles. New cycles can be many, many things, but it is time for growth. So she's certainly, we see her having grown a lot because she's like, I just don't want any more of the energy stuff. I want to live my life in a tangible manner. My feet are planted on the earth. I don't want this 5D stuff. I want something real. I want something I can touch. If they have grown to the point where they're saying, oh my God, she's this amazing Queen of Pentacles, it doesn't get much earthier than that, and they want a life with her, then it's kind of like, if they're ready to go ahead and come out of that 5D realm and actually start putting their money where their mouth is, actually taking action, they could move toward her. And this could be the start of a new cycle. But the World card is also endings of cycles. It's where, well, we've reached the pinnacle of how much growth there can be, and that's it. So sure, this storyline could cap out, and this is it. This is just, she's fed up. She doesn't want any more of their thoughts bouncing through her head. She wants to be free of this. And so she's going to, every time they pop into her head, she's going to be turning her attention to something entirely different. And I think that's really going to help keep weakening that energetic cord, unless they take genuine action to try to reach out to her. And then I don't know what the answer might be. I don't know what she might say. I don't know what would happen, because in her mind, that's not even a possibility. In her mind, it's like, no, they only exist in that 5D realm where they keep latching on to my energy. She hasn't even contemplated, what if they actually showed up? What if they actually took action? She doesn't expect that at all, from what I can tell in this story. But the universe has said point blank to them, it's the only option you do have. You can't keep latching on to her. You need to let her go, or you need to move toward her in the real world. So which is it going to be? Can we get an answer on that? May as well. Five of Cups. It looks like he's just going to let it go. And this one, he's just going to go ahead and cry. Five of Cups is mourning a loss. It's all these empty abalone shells. It's, I don't know really why. This seems like such wasted energy. She's so wonderful. She's so this. She's so that. But it's like they are determined to make sure that they see the life that they could have had slipping away, and see how great she is, and see she's going to have this 10 of Pentacles. She's going to live very much on this earthly plane. She's going to have, she's going to meet somebody. She's going to fall in love. She's going to have a really awesome connection. And I'm the one on the outside, kind of like staring through the glass, with my breath fogging up the window panes, staring in at her awesome life. But they're the ones condemning themselves to this. They're the ones still not taking action. It's like they keep sabotaging. I want her so much. Oh my God, she's so amazing. The idea of who she is and what we could have had together has grown and grown and grown in my mind all this time. But now my destiny is to just lose her. I really have zero tolerance for people that keep wanting to sabotage stuff. I'm like, come on, character. If you feel so amazed and like that's your person, why are you doing this? Let me just ask, because I have to ask the question. Why are you sabotaging? Why are you standing outside the glass fogging it up instead of walking through the door and taking action. We have a Knight of Wands. We have a Nine of Pentacles. And we have the Nine of Wands. 2 nines and a Knight. Nothing here is very completed and nothing here is very fleshed out. Knights are not kings, so they're not stable. Nines are not tens, so we don't have culmination. We keep seeing them coming up short in their own mind. I'm not saying that they are coming up short. I'm just saying that this is the sabotage mentality. We'll see, I want her. She's amazing. I've realized that over time. But I'm a knight and I'm kind of scattered, and I continue to stay scattered. I mean, I feel pretty solid, but on the other hand, I'm also still kind of wounded. As long as they keep like disempowering themselves, I think they'll never move toward her. I can see why she's fed up with their energy being latched on, because it's like, well, if you're not going to do anything, you've got to go. You've got to stop latching on to me. You need to let me go, since you're not stepping up to the plate. If you're just a knight and you won't step up and be the king, if you don't have the belief in yourself, or you can't get out of your own way in order to offer me something, then you have to stop latching on to me. And I think that's the only way I can say that. I'm sorry if that sounds really rude. I don't know a better way to describe that, because that is the gist of this story. The feminine says, you've got to stop and you've got to let me go then. If you won't step up, then you need to step away. You can either lead, follow, or get out the way. That's a quote from Jadina. All right, you guys, I'm going to leave that one there. Thank you so much for hanging out with me, you guys. With Juno Wild, great to see you. Hey, Cosmo Guy. Jojo85, great to see you, honey. Rach is magic. Hi, sweetheart. Hi, Christy Cloud. Thank you for being here tonight. Dwayne Anderson in the house. Great to see you, hun. Mima Jamila, always a pleasure, honey. Oh, Christy Cloud, I love the little feather there. That's awesome. Hi, Karen. Roxanne, thank you, Angel. Sunshine, hi. Hi, Contented Tiger. Chris Sherman, great to catch you in alive. Hey, Sabrina. Diane Reed, Annette. Thanks so much, you guys. Hey, Russell. Ray. Nicole, hi. Victoria Knox in the house. Great to see you tonight, love. Carol G, always a pleasure, honey. All right, you guys. And Nancy, hi, sweetie. I see you up there. Thanks so much, everybody. Really nice to catch you guys tonight. I just thought I didn't get to do a collective message yet. I got to do one before the night is out. So anyway, you guys, good to see everybody. I will see you all tomorrow. Have a wonderful evening, you guys. Take care. Bye, Roxanne. Bye, everybody. Thanks for giving it a thumbs up. I really appreciate you guys. Take care.